Ho, ho, ho! Welcome everybody to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into Monday Rants, baby! So, before we get into our rant about the team over my shoulder, the New York Giants over my right shoulder, and over my left shoulder is Kisney. How about the Green Bay Packers Ravens game? What a game. There's a couple of these games for the ages these past couple of weeks. Well, last week it was the Mahomes and Herbert game. This week it was the Aaron Rodgers Green Bay Packers against Tyler Huntley Ravens, and Harbaugh going for it for two. Now I like going for it for two. Obviously it didn't work, but it's one of those things where sometimes it's the words of Herm Edwards come into my brain. Hello, you play to win the game. So hey, they tried. They didn't want to wait for overtime. John Harbaugh was like, I didn't know if our chances in overtime would be good, so they took the 2-point conversion, and they failed. Well, it happens. Those are the breaks. Those are championship moves, though. Those are championship ideas, right? That team is 8-6. Probably they may not make the playoffs. They may make the playoffs. There's a lot to be determined these next 3 weeks, which is what the NFL wanted. This is what people need to understand. The NFL, Roger Goodell, all these people, they wanted this. They wanted to look like this so that at the end of the year, every game is compelling, that nobody gets to sit down anymore and relax their players. What they tried to do was eliminate that 2-week period that usually happens at the end of the season where teams just kind of just don't put their starters in and it doesn't mean anything. This is going to mean something up until possibly the last game. Seeding is going to be happening. So this is what the NFL wants. This is what they get. You're going to get good games like this down the stretch. A lot of teams are in the mix in the AFC. It's going to be hard. I bet a 10-win team is not going to make the playoffs out of the AFC. That's not hard to comprehend. On the other hand, on the NFC, there's going to be a lot of turmoil over there. But how about the Detroit Lions stealing one away from Arizona? Arizona must have been asleep at the wheel. I understand you're playing a 1-11 football team, but man, Dan Campbell's got them guys playing. They believe in the system, and that is what you call progress, people. Which leads me to our favorite topic of the day, the New York Stinky Giants. That's what they are. They stink. They're worse than trash. Whatever's worse than trash, poop, maybe that's what they are, poop. Okay? Because right now, this is what I'm mad about with Joe Judge. You always say, hey, you play to win the game, right? So, what is the deal with keeping a guy like Glennon in the game? So, let's start out. First, I want to praise the defense, okay? Defense, yeoman's effort yesterday afternoon. They played a heck of a game to keep that Cowboys team. Although the Cowboys were struggling offensively, they had been struggling offensively. It led here, and here we are. But, the Cowboys looked out of sync. I blame part of it on the defense. The defense came through. Lorenzo Carter, they found him finally. He turned up in the sack department. Hello. Maybe he'll come back after all. We don't know. I mean, now he has 2 sacks. I mean, he's right behind Quincy Roche. Quincy Roche has, 2.5. Azeez Ojulari with 8. I mean, my God, that guy is balling out. You had the DBs in the back. James Bradbury kind of held his own. And the young buck, 34, Jennings, I think his name is. Could be wrong. I'm sorry for misplacing his name right now. It eludes me. But he had a solid game. The safeties, Logan Ryan, they had a solid game. What's funny is Jalen Smith came in and had 4 tackles. It's kind of crazy to come into a game a week later and have 4 tackles, right? So the defense kept the Cowboys at bay, kept the Giants in the game. But Joe Judge, our great coach, punch you in the mouth, coach, punch you in the mouth, coach, for 60 minutes. Well, guess what? Your quarterback was terrible, but you left him in the game. 4 turnovers later. Thank you very much. I mean, think about this, right? Giants held that team to 15 points at halftime. At halftime, they should have made the quarterback change. However, they didn't do it. They waited, like I said they would, to get reps to Jake Fromm, who, by the way, everyone said couldn't play. Granted, the Cowboys didn't have tape on him. Granted, he came in at garbage time and they were kind of easing up, but they still sent a couple blitzes at him. So he did get to see a few blitzes come at him. And yes, he was running the 2-minute offense. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, look what he did to the team. He moved him up and down the field. He didn't score. Because he got sacked on 4th and 5. He didn't get sacked. Threw an incomplete pass on 4th and 5 in the red zone. But what can you do when they're bringing a zero blitz on you and your receiver doesn't read the hot route? So let's get into Mike Glennon. I do not ever want to see Mike Glennon on a football field again, let alone a Giant football field. Okay, because that guy is straight booty. Booty. He's a dingleberry. He just this is what Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman, have given the Giant fan base. Not to mention a free friggin' soda. What is that about? This team stinks and they're giving away a free friggin' soda. Oh, here you go, guys. In your face. How terrible this organization is run right now. From top to bottom. And then the quarterback is a crapshoot. The coach doesn't want to put in the young guy because he doesn't know when he plays. That's you, coach. That's on you to get him to know the plays. And apparently he knows 60% of the playbook. So why don't you run that 60% for him? Jesus. This is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Is that we sit here week after week and get the same story. Oh, well, I see a couple guys improving. Great. And improvements happen. Oh, everyone's like, oh, they play hard. That's what they're supposed to do. They play hard, right? That's like the mailman not delivering the mail to you. Oh, well, that's what they do. They deliver the mail. So when they do their job, I'm not going to say, hey, great, they did their job. They played hard. That's not what you do. That's what losing coaches do. Oh, well, look, they played hard till the end. You got blown out. You lost the game. A 7th game lost by double digits. 7. But no, it's progress. Don't worry. Trust the process, guys. We're going to be 4-13, possibly 5-12. But hey, it's all good. Hey, it's all good. Joe Judge needs to win these next 3 games to save his job in my eyes. Needs to win them. Of course, John Mara's going to say he's saved, but why? Why would I lose a GM candidate who wants to come in here, a big-time candidate who says, yeah, I can change your franchise around. I got a whole plan on how to do it, but it starts with getting rid of this guy, and you're going to sit here as John Mara and go, well, he could be the next Bill Belichick. He ain't nothing. He didn't do nothing. But this is what happens when you take a chance on a coach like this. It could go absolutely great, or it could go absolutely terrible. Everyone's like, well, Bill Belichick and Bill Parcells, they all struggle. Yeah, but they struggle in a different era. They went into a win-now era. This is a mediocre type of NFL. It's a watered-down NFL. Anybody can go from worst to first in one season. And we're sitting here saying, well, trust the process. You don't do that when you have free agency, draft, and mediocrity across the NFL. Parity is across the NFL. You can go from worst to first like that in one off season by just having a bad schedule and hitting the brakes. That's what the NFL again wants. But no. That's okay. Let's go 5-12, 4-13, and say progress. Pat themselves on the back and say progress. Only to have another draft with this guy and possibly a young GM, right? Or, in this case, possibly Kevin Abrams, because guess what? The Giants aren't going to do too much because John Mara is stuck in a time warp. Okay? Oh, well, it worked well in the 80s. It worked well in the mid-2000s. Let's just keep running it back. Yes, it worked for 40 years. But guess what? In year 50, it's not working. Okay? You worked from 1984 to about 2012. You had about 30-something years of straight, winning football. 8 seasons in that time span I mentioned, 1984 to 2012. 8 losing seasons. You have 9 out of the last 10 years you've lost. It's not working anymore. Stop bringing in the Giants way, all this way. How about doing a new way? How about bring somebody from the outside of the organization to take a look at this team? Because right now, this team is terrible, right? And everyone's like, oh, Joe Judge, great coach. He went for it on 4th and 2 at his own 30-yard line. What kind of asinine thinking is going on here when your defense is playing a pretty good game? That's a contradictory move. It's not like you're inside the 30 of the Cowboys. You're inside your own 30-yard line. So you want to go for it. And then your defense comes on the field and holds them to a field goal. The first touchdown was given up by them because they gave up the 3 and out, and boom, there it is. Not to mention the 4 turnovers, 3 of them from your quarterback. Don't even get me started with that guy again. I mean, that guy, like I told you before, caca. Now Jake Fromm comes in with 3 minutes to go in the game, gets the ball, and we're like, moves the team down the field, and we're sitting here, why did this guy not play? Oh, because Joe Judge, he's got everything under control. It's okay. You know, a good coach probably would have yanked him. I understand people are saying don't win these games, but you're putting in a veteran quarterback for that reason, to win football games, right? I explained to people before, this evaluation time. Who cares about winning football games? If you know you're here next year, what do you care about winning football games? Oh, because record matters. Because record matters. That's why he's trying to win football games. That's why he comes out on every press conference trying to save his ass. Oh, well, we saw progress. I can't look at the tape. Beat writers are calling him out. Hey, man, this guy stinks. You blew it on this play. Oh, well, you know, I gotta look at the film before I make any comment. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, we want to save face. Get out of here. Now, I also understand it, right? You don't want to call somebody on the carpet, but you gotta give the media what they want to sell their things, and you gotta say, hey, listen, I'll take a look at the tape, but we did not play well offensively, period. You know, everything went wrong. No, and so look at the tape. Some guys did this. That's what we call saving your butt. Have a little fire, have a little desire, and be like, look, it's on me. You know, he never said it's on him. It's like, oh, you know, we got to do some things. We kind of played hard, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you ever watch Charlie Brown Christmas and he's talking to his teacher and just, that's what's coming out of his mouth right now, okay? That's what's coming out of his mouth. Then John Mara, oh, the next Bill Belichick, here's a free soda. Free soda? You can take your free soda and shut up, you know what? Tired of this team. Tired of people telling me, it's progress, you got to run it back. No, you don't got to run it back. Because, well, we don't want to look like the Browns every 2 years. You got to find the right guy. If that means you have to fire everybody after every 2 years, so be it. It's not your money. You want to find the guy that wins. Oh, well, we don't know who's the coach. No one knows who the coaches are yet. Because no one's getting interviewed yet. No one knows. You got Wink Martindale, he's out there. You got plenty of guys who are out there, up-and-coming guys. You have no idea. You have no idea. You even have Doug Peterson out there. Do you want Doug Peterson? I'm not saying the Giant fans want him. I'm just saying he's out there. You have Jack Del Rio. He's out there. You know what I mean? Guys who've had coaching experience you can bring in here and be program builders. We let Ron Rivera go because he didn't want to come work with Gettleman. Well, there we go. He's over in Washington now building a program over there. And their program is competitive for 2 years in a row. 2 years running, he comes in, that team is fighting for the playoffs. The first year they went to the playoffs. Here, where we go 6-10 the year that Joe Judge comes in, oh, we almost won for the NFC East, yeah. And then we come in here, and it's like, we had expectations to go to the playoffs. I don't understand what people don't understand. They had goals to go to the playoffs. This was a playoff caliber offseason. This wasn't, let's sign a $72 million receiver, and we'll go 4-11. I mean, think about this. Kenny Golladay doesn't have a touchdown. He doesn't have a touchdown. Heck, half the receivers on our team don't have touchdowns. And not to mention Sterling Shepard, who unfortunately got injured last night, has more yards than Darius Slayton. Let that sink in. More yards than Darius Slayton. That is insane. That's all I can do is take a deep breath. Because, my God, this team is terrible. Terrible. I mean, take it in. Because all the Giants are getting under their tree is coal. And I don't even want to give them that because you can find diamonds in coal. So I don't even want that. They get nothing under this Christmas tree. They get a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. That's what they get. This whack organization. Oh, let's give out sodas. That'll appease everybody. Oh, let's have a coach go out there, give us the same effort. Oh, well, yeah, he went for it on 4th and 9, 4th and... in their own territory. Those aren't winning moves. Those are desperate moves. Hearing the media, hearing the fans tell you to be aggressive. Oh, yeah, there's time to be aggressive. That's what he sounds like. He's in over his head. Yeah, we want to run it back one more year. And of course, the Giants are going to do it half-assed. They're either going to get a young GM that is a yes man to Joe Judge, or they're just going to get Kevin Abrams, and we're going to redo this caca later. Anyways, this has been Monday Rants. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to have more content coming out as the year goes on. Get into some draft talk. You know, we'll have, obviously, the situation that goes on with the GM, but I'm here first to hurry up, like, subscribe, hit that like button, and yeah, if you like what you're hearing, subscribe. Thanks a lot. This is the Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. I'm out.